A special court hearing today in Centre County for a state college man who was convicted of murder in the 1980s. At the heart of his new appeal is whether prosecutors withheld crucial evidence in his case. Gary Sinderson was there and brings us this update.
If you're convicted, found guilty of a felony, difficult to overturn. If the felony is a murder, much more difficult to reverse. And if you're trying to overturn a murder conviction some 40 years later, not impossible, but rarely done.
Subbu, how are you?
Okay. Subramanyam Vedam returning to the Centre County Courthouse Thursday, where he was first convicted of first-degree murder in 1983 and then convicted again in 1988 in the shooting death of Thomas Kinser. The conviction based on circumstantial evidence, a murder weapon was never found. Vedam back now for a post-conviction relief act hearing after his legal team found an FBI ballistics report they say was hidden from Vedam's original trial attorneys. The report raises questions about whether it was a .25 caliber bullet that killed Kinser, which the prosecution claims, or was it actually a smaller caliber bullet? And will this new ballistic information be enough to free Vedam?
While we are hopeful today that justice will finally prevail and Subbu will be freed, we are also deeply troubled that it took 42 years for this evidence establishing Subbu's innocence to finally surface.
At the hearing, Dr. Ann Ross, who specializes in forensic anthropology, testifies for Vedam, saying the prosecutors got it wrong, that their evidence doesn't support the deadly shot coming from a .25 caliber handgun. Vedam's legal team argues it's tied to a bigger question here, whether Vedam was denied a fair trial.
Ultimately, the analysis is about, with this information in hand, did he get a fair trial in 1988? Was there a reasonable probability that the jury would have come out differently if his lawyers in 1988 had this exculpatory information?
The hearing for Subramanyam Vedam resumes on Friday. In Centre County, Gary Sinderson.